The connection, the relationship, the people that I know seems very random. Hip-hop artist, street artist, museum executive director, world-class designers. We thought that it would be interesting to have luminaries, geniuses, mavericks, creators, disruptors, nonconformists, or just plain curious minds, and put them in one room and see what kind of connections and what kind of communication starts to share their experiences and viewpoints. Make that connection, and I hope that I could make connection with you as well.
So, today, what's the purpose? What do I hope for? Well, many of the same things that Julie and John has expressed already. To learn, experience something new, to be inspired, of course. But the question is, why?
Do I like what I do? Am I doing what I love? Why am I doing this thing? And surprisingly, a lot of people just don't think about that.
It just comes down to like having pride in your craft, no matter what your craft is. Just like have pride in what it is that you do.
I guess I'm curious to know how people synthesize the current moment, especially when the current moment changes every moment and is so fraught and is so emotional, and how they can form a larger and longer narrative, if that's even possible.
But those moments of wonder, they happen often because I look up. If you spend time with children who are discovering the world for the first time every day, they're constantly scanning the horizon, looking for things to interact with.
When you don't think that you're this thing that you're supposed to be, then the world is open to you. And so my interest is in always building a community of people who are connected. And so the first part is for them to connect with us, and then the second, like nirvana, is when they connect with each other.
We're really big on creative accountability. I think that if you look around us, there's so much stuff in this world, and a lot of times it doesn't really fulfill a why. Like, why does it exist? And for us, creative accountability is how can people have the mindset of understanding, if I'm going to put something out in the world, like, it has to have a reason and purpose.
Like, I think the ability to receive critique has been kind of lost. I think people struggle with having someone say, I don't really like your work, but also too, the ability to be able to articulate why you don't like somebody's work is just as important. So it's sort of a two-way battle. It's sort of like, I think the art of critique is sort of being lost because people think you're just hating and you're just being negative. It's like, no, I actually have a point of view. But it's also up to you to be able to articulate that in a clear manner so that they understand.
I mean, the motto for Staple is a positive social contagion. So it's all about people believing in themselves, moving forward, spreading that like a contagion. That's why we named it that.
When I heard that word, I know I always anxious about how much do you know that.
We have all been drinking the poison for a long time. We all learned about each other, about society, about history, about Columbus, and all those things, more or less from the same master narrative. And there is a lot of poison in there. And so there's a big hunk of that we have to unlearn. And as media creators, we either examine that, we get curious, we ask questions, we challenge. Why do I believe that? How do I know that? Is what he said true? And there's not enough of that going on.
I think the human voice is the most elemental and powerful connection point. Without distraction, you can really understand someone's personality by listening to them talk.
What is happening to a creator? What happens to an editor? What happens to a master of a certain particular craft? Are they no longer going to be important? Are they no longer going to be relevant to the world? Well, it depends. If you want your world to be Spotify all the time and let other algorithms, create what your taste level is and so forth, that's fine. But I think the critic and the editor will become more and more important.
Creativity. This stops creativity. When you block your phone, when you leave electronics out of your bedroom, creativity explodes out of your mind.
You attract what you put out into the world. So when you're in motion, other people in motion tend to respect you more, and opportunities happen. So it looks like luck, but it's 99% preparation.
They don't teach you culture. You're part of that culture, right? It's just being out with friends, doing the same things. You do it together, and everyone is just trying to represent each other.
Am I interested in the recognition of being on social media and a lot of people liking it and commenting on those photos? What does that serve me if that is the recognition I want? If there's someone else whose recognition I'd rather have, can I go another route?
We decided, of course, to start Tonal to be able to push the envelope of really sharing the real stories of people. So we definitely feel like we've been a part of the movement of real imagery that is relatable and really tells a true story about people.
I find that by accepting the moment of going across and feeling uncomfortable, that's where magic happens.
So I say that we must unlearn in order to learn again.